In this video, we are going to work with Jane Doe of Jane Doe Acupuncture to download the Zap accounting bookkeeping template and the DIY1 Google Script project that she needs to replace her Intuit QuickBooks and QuickBooks solution and to replace her other cloud-based solutions she's using for some of her other businesses and to replace some of her spreadsheet solutions she's used for some of her others. It appears that Jane has an acupuncture practice and she has a metal art business. Looks like she has a vegan hot dog cart and she has some kind of water billing business. And I think she's been able to find solutions for Zap Accounting from Zap Accounting website for the managerial accounting portion of all these. And she's decided she's ready to go all in. So the first thing that you should do to be like Jane is to, if you can, use the Google Chrome browser and use your Gmail or Google account and log in at the browser level right here. If you don't want to do this or can't do this, you are going to need a Google or Gmail account to save this to Google Drive. You could also download the template in an Excel format if you just wanted to look at it. If you're not sure how to get a Google or Gmail account and how to get the Chrome browser set up and logged in at that level, if you go to the Technology Club, this is a free section and member section, but the member section is currently open. If you go to Tech 101 to 109 and scroll down to Technology 103, this section explains everything you need to know about getting Gmail or Google Suite accounts, the Chrome browser, a password manager, and Tab Cloud, which we use or we suggest. And then there's some Gmail settings in here, but this will get you logged in at the browser level. So Jane has already figured out how to do that. She's been doing that for years, and she's ready to get off of the Intuit roller coaster. So what Jane did was she went to the Zap accounting software website, and she read the homepage. This was a while back. She read the homepage and liked what she read, and she watched some of the videos, and it made sense to her. Then she found her way through the testimonials and the orientation over in the resources menu. She went down to the videos there, and she watched the bookkeeping template videos. And this is how she became familiar with this solution. She didn't necessarily watch all of them. She watched the ones that were of interest, and she decided she's ready to go and ready to do this. So the next step for Jane, ideally, she needs to get to the landing page for the software, the bookkeeping template itself. The way to do that, go software. There's two ways to get there. Software, 6-box model. And the bookkeeping system, bookkeeping templates under box 5. So we scroll to box 5 and click here. If I click here, I'll get to the landing page that has a lot of info. If I click here, I actually get the file to open itself. I'm going to click here to go to the landing page. The other way to get to this landing page is to go to software, box 5, bookkeeping. It'll bring you to the same place. Now, that's the file we need to open and copy. Before we do that, I'm just going to show you the subdomains for support are now listed down here, and there is a link to the landing page for the Unbound Google Script Project here. But let's get going with the first file she needs to copy. I'm going to open it. Now, something interesting should happen here. Because I have multiple accounts and I'm logged into multiple accounts, if you recall, the pink is the Intuit Zap accounting account, and the blue over here is one of my personal accounts, and I may have a couple others here. I've got 6 screens going. When I opened this file, so I'm at a public website, and I clicked on the link, and I'm in Jane's browser, but when I open the file, for some reason, the Google architecture, the Google infrastructure decided I was opening it as another user, not this one, but the Blue Brian, which is odd. If you have multiple accounts open, make sure this account matches this one. If it does not, make them match. Look, when I made it match, it actually just opened up the file again from the website, but this time in Jane's account. What I need to do from here, that threw me for a loop, by the way, for a bit until I figured out what was going on. File, make a copy. I'm going to just take off that copy of, and by default, it saves it in my drive. Now, this drive is Jane's because we're in Jane's account. Click OK. And with that one little click, that if you knew what page to go to, takes about 10 seconds to get it and load it. Now, keep an eye right here, by the way. See the star and the cloud? Wait until a folder comes up right in the middle. That folder is there. When that folder is there, that means that file should show up over here, and there it is in Jane's drive. With that click, Jane now has a fully functional spreadsheet template copy on her Google Drive, and she can replace QuickBooks, Quicken, and every cloud solution she's been using for life just with this template. All she has to do is remove the demo data, configure it for her use. She can make multiple copies, one for each of these businesses if she like, one's for her personal use. And for the rest of her life, she has no need for the Intuit QuickBooks clan for her bookkeeping solutions. Now, Jane, though, wants full functionality out of this file. She doesn't just want the bookkeeping, which is all self-contained in there. If you recall, we went through a video where there's the bookkeeping file, but then there's this extra library. So she wants the full functionality. She's done a research. That's what she wants. So she's going to go back here, and you can get to the landing page for that either from the bookkeeping page. There's a link here that gets you to the landing page for the Google Script Project. The other way you can get to this is by software, 6-box model. Because it's universal for many of our templates, it's used in many of the templates here, different boxes, it's actually listed right under here, DIY1 Unbound Google Script Project. That gets me here, and I click on this. The same problem may happen. Now, I'm in Jane's account. I was on a public website, and I asked to open a Google, in this case, a Google Script Project, and it opened it as not this account. I'm going to click on this, select the account I want to open it with, and now I have the file open. I'm going to close these. I have the file open in Jane's account. Now, I'm just viewing this. This isn't mine. I need to make a copy of this. File, make a copy, and poof, it made a copy. Now, this time, if you notice, it did not ask me if I wanted to rename it, and it didn't ask me where I wanted to save it. This seems to be unique to these Google Script projects. It doesn't have that extra functionality of what do you want to name it and where do you want to save it. That file is now over here. I now have a copy of the template and the scripting file, or the Google Script Project here, and I am ready for the next video. I've completed, if you would recall, I've completed 1 through 6 on this diagram. And if we hadn't done the introduction to Jane Doe and the introduction to the Technology Club and then shown you how the different user accounts work, that entire process takes under 60 seconds. So let me just show you though what we just did. We just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our next one, in the next video, we'll talk about authorizing or not authorizing, and then connecting the external or Unbound Google Script Project and authorizing the connection. And that will wrap up this video.